just a motherfucking copycat.
Fuck your ambiance. They call me Locks. Chances that you fucking with me, probably not. Ninja shit. Karate.
But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have.
Pessoal,
But I'm getting ahead of
peço
myself.
desculpa por
Better
ser
to start at the
bocadinho
beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life.
este jogo esteve free. Ou
He was
ainda
captured
está
and
free no tempo que
imprisoned.
vocês estiverem a ver.
Those who took him believed he
Dezembro
could
de
help them find
2016.
something.
Isto é
The
Assassin's
apple.
Creed 3.
One of several artifacts we call pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group.
Não é a
The
primeira vez que
same
estou a jogar
group that now had Desmond.
jogo da Assassin's Creed.
You know them as
da
Abstergo
saga,
Industries.
mas é
We
o
know them as the
único
Templars,
que eu vou
as the
fazer
enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of
um
years.
walkthrough.
Even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and
Vocês devem estar a ouvir
experience the
barulho lá
lives
de
of our
fora dos carros.
ancestors. It holds the power to change
Vocês
everything,
andaram
to show us history the way it really
Por
happened.
causa que,
Up until its
os
creation, to the
portugueses também
victor went
contam.
the spoils, went the truth.
Tem
We're
que estar a
trying
janela
to
aberta,
fix
senão
that,
morro
to free
de
minds and bodies both.
calor.
But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be, when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
Não dá para mexer nada. Ok. Rádio 13, 10, 32. Não sei o que é isso. Quebra os frames de caraças, meu.
We're here.
Estamos aqui. Aqui estamos. Uma glota. Talvez faça alguns episódios de live stream deste jogo. Quem estiver a ver e a seguir a série sabe o que fazer. Porquê que eu vou de mãos a abanar? Até a gaja vai carregada. Mas tem uma tatuagem toda pimpolha, eu ali. Ali, ó. Que é isto? Ah, peraí, eu tenho que ir à frente deles. Vou só aumentar um bocadinho o som, só para ter a certeza. Grande Strom. Vamos ver se nada corre mal, não é? Isto tudo às vezes corre mal. se usasse outros fones e isso melhor.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Mas que eu nem sequer em pausa posso pôr. Ficar fome. Tipo, aparece. Espera aí, se eu os deixar ir eu apareço ali em baixo? Ah não, eles param também. Não percebi o que é que se passou aqui, mas está tudo. Eu vou aparecer aqui e vai mais uma cutscene, vamos lá ver partes. Não sei porquê, mas eu gosto de cutscenes.
I think we're here.
Perdi a luz. Pega na luz. Não dá para pegar na luz. Que oceano. Oi, vamos para um canal antigo. Então. Supostamente podia se transformar tipo num quadrado quando entrasse ali, ficava mais bonito. Sei lá, eu. Tipo quando se transforma, se toca naquela cena, aquele quadrado dobrou-se todo e ficou tipo um cubinho. E não um quadrado, é um cubo, não é? Português não é comigo hoje. Mas tem um LCD todo XPTO, todo para a Rentex.
You must find the key.
A chave que chave, moça.
Son?
Sir. Here we go again.
Desmond?
Ok, isto é aquela
Do you
parte.
hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right.
Não estou a perceber, pá, tá vendo? Está tudo branco ou é.
No,
ou
it's
é
fine.
assim?
I get it.
É que parece
And
que
I
eu estou
know
lá, eu
what
acho que
I'm
eu
looking
bugou.
for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. I guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Ih, caralho. Essas pernas são.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
Caralho. Agora
Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects.
Eu sou muito parkoureiro.
Rerun your way through this little obstacle course. That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate.
Caralho. Se ouvi muito o meu teclado, não tem culpa. É teclado mecânico e...
Alright, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars. All you have to do here is jump the gap.
É, já não estou a perceber. Odeio esta cena de tutoriais, meu. Opa, sério, isto vai dar aonde, man? Isto parece mesmo antigo, pô. Uou. Se o jogo for assim. Eu sei basicamente como é.
Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
Eu, mano. Acho que consegui construir o montage todo frito.
Sir, everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation.
Preoccupied.
Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Somos badasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it.
I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
And the statesman, because he's so great, thinks his trade as honest as mine.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. You'll need to find another way up.
Like me too, he acts in a double capacity.
I already have.
Both against roads and for them. For 'tis but fitting that we should protect and encourage cheats, since we live by 'em.
Sir, Black Mall at sick word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters
1,000 pardons.
bring her off.
So sorry. My apologies.
You may satisfy that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog. When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not bend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book you. For Tom Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation. Or I can get more by her staying in England.
Betty has brought more goods into our locked here than any five of the gang. And in truth, it is a pity to lose so good a customer.
Ganda maluco! Que é bicho de pelos. Ela tinha pelos, foi. Ai, my god.
I love to let women respect. A good sportsman always thinks the end of his life was to breed the game depends on it. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. It was to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Milch, my observation is right. When you're the search.
Tis woman that seduces all mankind. Like her we first were taught our in us. Her very life she's when those she's born. She tricks us of our money with us. Woman that seduces all mankind. Like her we first were taught those in us. Her very life
Ok, sim. Bem.
Well, so he says, but you and I know better. Confirm the horrible
Agora vou entrar pelos camarotes.
Haytham. You should have come to me. We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
Tchau, vou embora.
Come, please!
That man there! Seize him! fuck? I've done no wrong. I swear. Any weapons?
Oh my!
Nothing.
I beg your pardon. Did you notice anyone coming from that
Miss French, there is no danger.
It happened right in that balcony.
What are those men doing in there?
We must leave at once.
Move! Order! Move! We must have order!
Hey!
Where are you going?
Ai meu Deus, sou eu, meu.
I'll search along here. You search down there. Very well. Find anyone, give a shout.
Estás a construir o puto do telhado.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've
Eu não
called you
poderia
here,
comentar
Master
muito deste jogo
Kenway.
por causa das
We'd like
cutscenes.
for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse,
Muitas
and
das
take
cutscenes.
possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command. Although a job of this magnitude will require
É
more
incrível
than just
quando só me
myself.
livro quando estou ocupado.
Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
Eu vou, não sei o que é que vocês querem que eu faça. Desempenho mortal, ok. Missão concluída sem senha, ok. Estes loadings assim são tão bons. O que eu quero é ir para... Os efeitos estão incríveis.
Some fresh air might do me good.
Não tens vidro nessa janela.
A moment to talk?
Ah, a fellow Londoner.
Good to see I'm not the only man of means aboard. Rupert Martin, pleased to meet you.
Haytham Kenway. Pleasure.
Seems we picked an excellent time to leave the city.
Oh?
You didn't hear about the murder at the Opera House?
No. What happened?
They're still trying to sort it all out. And I suspect they'll be at it for a good long while.
Any word on the motive?
They've ruled out robbery, so perhaps it was a business arrangement gone sour. Or something more personal, more lurid. Who knows? But I am glad to be away from it. The city grows more dangerous by the day.
Foda-se, lá para o deficiente. Quem está aqui também? Interagir com a filha da puta.
Good morning, Doctor.
To you as well.
A question, if I may. Do you serve aboard the ship, or are you simply taking passage?
A bit of both, actually. I've been commissioned by the Royal Navy to study maritime illness. I'll be observing the crew during the journey. We have found that sailors fare far better on the open seas than the rest of us. I hope to discover why that is.
Well, I hope you are successful in your endeavors.
As do I. Thank you for the kind words.
Ah, que caralho, deficiente. Peraí, que está aqui uma puta de um joguinho, acho eu. Peraí. Isto. Jogar um jogo, exatamente. Olha lá. Quer jogar em primeiro? Sim. Esse é jogar em primeiro. Vamos a seletor. Foda-se. As peças para mim, Let's start the game. Olha, até logo, filho da puta. Vai te foder, vai pegar no cu. Nossa, para caralho, puta que pariu. Ah, boy, fala comigo.
Captain?
Mr. Kenway.
I just wanted to thank you again for taking me aboard, and apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused.
Inconvenience would be an understatement.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
My ship was held in port for 2 days that we might accommodate you. I lost several contracts as a result.
I had no idea.
Of course not. You nobles are all the same.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Though you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
That's enough, Graves.
Stay out of this.
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain
To
sees us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on, anyway?
We're ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why's that? You think I'm afraid of you?
No. But you should be. Do you yield?
Never! How do you like these odds?
What's the meaning of this?
Captain,
Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
these thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
Desobedeces.
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent.
Good day.
Visto que este episódio já teve lá longo para caralho mesmo, vamos deixar por aqui. Fica para o próximo. Portanto, pessoal, esperem pelo próximo episódio.